Thank you. Before we get into the meeting, I'd just like to take a personal point of privilege to thank the rank and file members, especially the local 25 members who went out and worked hard for 3 years, made certain that we made history this past week. I'm very grateful and honored to be your leader of the entire Brotherhood of Teamsters. Now, we also have some special guests who made this happen, who instilled the faith back in this organization and believed in the endeavor that we just accomplished. And that's my partner, the new General Secretary Treasurer, Fred Zuckerman. Where are you? And we can't forget Madam Vice President at Large, Joan Corey. I want to thank our entire campaign staff. I want to thank our entire organization for giving us the courage and conviction to take back this Teamsters Union and make it bigger, faster, stronger. I also want to thank the two most important people in my life, my son Joseph and my son Sean. Thank you for allowing me to have the best title in the entire world, and that is Dad. Thank you very much. And I want to thank the big guy upstairs. And it's not God, it's my dad who had 51 years in this organization. Thank you. Now, the meeting's called to order. The first order of business is the Star-Spangled Banner. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. It's an honor to say this. International Brotherhood of Teamsters General President-elect Sean M. O'Brien, Principal Officer. Thomas G. Murray, Secretary Treasurer. Stephen J. South, Vice President, Business Agent. Peter S. Berry, Recording Secretary. John J. Jeskowitz, Trustee. John F. Gillis, Trustee. Ross H. McDonough, Trustee. John A. Murphy, Business Agent. Robert J. Aguirre, Business Agent. Jason A. Lopes, Business Agent. IBT, Vice President-elect Joan C. Corey, Business Agent. Andrew P. Walsh, Business Agent. Michael C. Halley, Field Rep. Joseph F. Fody, Field Rep. And Peter Alvarado, Field Rep.
Next order of business is the reading of our members and retirees who have recently passed away.
William P. Benoit, Star Market. Roland Blank, New Pen. John J. Clifford, The Delivery Corp. Albert H. Conrad, Allied Waste. Brian G. Cox, U.S. Food Service. Robert A. DeAngelis, Boston Fruit and Produce. James M. Doyle, Stop and Shop. Francis Dunn, The Boston Globe. Ralph R. Edwards, A.J. Connolly. Anthony Evangelista, Roadway Express. Gerald M. Goldman, Manfi Leasing. John W. Grice, National Express. Robert J. McDeal, W.H. Glancy and Sons. Scott A. Meehan, Movie Division. Arthur T. Morin, Hop. Ronald J. Mullen, Star Market. Samuel Osterberg, Merchandise Handlers. Robert L. Piazza, Emery Freight. William F. Pollock, DHL. Roger Provost, Manfi Leasing. Lawrence Rose, Stop and Shop. Frank C. Sylvia, Purity Supreme. Mario Tierno, Brigham's. Robert J. Walker, former Local 379 member. David E. Walsh, Bird and Sons. Eugene Whiteman, former Local 259 member. Henry J. Zarella, Freeman Exposition.
Please bow our heads and stand for a moment of silence. Next is Business Agent Joan Corey.
Thank you very much. It's emotional today. That's right.
Don't start. You'll have us all crying.
But it's all about you, the rank and file. It's all about us. You truly are essential, and this pandemic has absolutely proved that. And we will continue to fight like hell, day in, day out, and now broadened across the country. So I can't thank you enough. Mrs. O'Brien, I must truly thank you, and I've told you that in the past. You have raised the finest sons, one being Sean, and they have open minds, and they are the most intelligent, aggressive, and we are very fortunate. Thank you very much. So I'd like to just kind of fast forward just to the past months and weeks and look forward to this opportunity. And again, that all goes back to this entire executive board, to each and every member. Again, thank you and God bless us all. Look forward to the future.
I'd like to thank all the stewards, the members, for all their generosity throughout the year, whether it's for Toys for Tots and the autism drive. And I especially want to thank President O'Brien for his unwavering support to families whose children have autism. I know it's a charity near and dear to all of our hearts. I want to thank all the members for all their generosity every year. As President O'Brien knows every day, members with families that have autism wake up every day, just like every other parent, and wonder, you know, is my kid going to get the best education in the world? Are they going to grow up and have friends, fall in love, get married? I want to thank President O'Brien for everything he does to help these kids achieve those goals as they grow up. And with that, I'll end my report. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Happy holidays.
I would like to thank all of you for your support, your generosity, and efforts for all important elections and campaigns that Teamsters Local 25's been working on the last couple of years. And in particular is that the important elections this November, which culminated last week. I'm truly blessed, proud, and honored to have all of you as my brothers and sisters. With that, I close my report. Happy Thanksgiving, and I wish you and your families a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. 2022 is going to be a great, great year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. I am going to go down to the floor and speak to the most important people here today, and that's the rank and file members. I got criticized by Forbes magazine this week of saying that, you know, he campaigns in jeans and a polo shirt, and is this working? Jeans and a polo shirt. Yet on Sundays, he stands up at a podium with all his good fellas behind him. But I got to be honest with you, Joan, you're not a good fella. You're a great lady. And I'm very grateful for our leadership team at Local 25. Thank you all. 3 years ago, my partner, Fred Zuckerman, and I decided to take this crazy, crazy journey. And I wasn't certain if it was the right decision at the time. And this decision incorporated a lot of inclusiveness and transparency. First order of business, we had to build a team. And I think we've built the best team that this international union will ever see. And I think it was proven this past week when we captured almost 70% of the vote nationwide. I want to thank you. Thank you for believing in me and making certain that you were able to guide and be an architect for this great leadership team. And it wasn't easy. We had to create a plan, we had to create a vision, and we had to execute that plan and vision. And it first started out with gearing up, after we built the team, gearing up for the convention. And this was one of the most important conventions in the history of the Teamsters Union. Because as everybody knows, and it's not just about UPS, we've got a lot of battles and fights ahead of us. But when they imposed the UPS contract in 2018, and our members rejected that, and it was the largest vote of our membership on a national contract, and they voted it down. And instead of doing what good Teamster leaders do, especially when you've got the support of the strongest army ever, and that's our rank and file members, they implemented the contract because there weren't enough people that voted. It was referred to as a 2/3 rule. So as soon as we started developing our plan and strategy, we said we're going to eliminate that 2/3 rule, because when our members vote, and we tell our members every single vote counts, we want to make certain moving forward, not just for the next 5 years, but for the next 30 or 40 or 50 years, that when you vote, it counts. And if you do not want your agreement or you don't like that agreement, we've got two options, and we're going to make sure we execute those two options. One, we either get back to the table and get a stronger contract, or we put their asses on the street, and we're going to do that moving forward. The first one up is not UPS. It's DHL. And DHL has not been a good employer. Hasn't been a good employer to our members. We got 25 people out on the street right now. They throw our business agents out of the building. They have no respect. Well, I got a message for DHL. There's a new sheriff in town, and we are going to take you to task. You will be made an example of. So after we eliminated the 2/3 rule at the convention, we also needed to ensure that $330 million strike fund that the Hoffer administration brags about. We want to make sure that we are not vulnerable when we take on these fights. We want to make sure that we look at all our vulnerabilities, and our members' biggest vulnerability is having to give up when you go on strike. And I just got the statistic the other day because my opponent said he's very aggressive, or he was very aggressive. He struck 6 times in 25 years. Well, since 2006, this local has struck 19 times, and we've got the strongest contracts in this country. But where we are most vulnerable is our members, prior to the convention, had to wait 8 days to get paid. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't afford to go 8 days without pay, and our members shouldn't have to go 8 days without pay, especially when you're investing in a $300 million strike fund that you've built, a strike and defense fund. So we changed that as well. The most important thing we achieved, and we've been talking about this all along, was inclusivity of the membership, making certain that rank and file members, that's you, that's me, that's everybody that goes to work every day. When your contract's up and expired, you will have a seat at that table, regardless of who the future leadership is for the next 20, 30, 40 years. You will be involved in the process. The men and women who go to work every single day, who knows the trials and tribulations of what you face every day, looking across the table at the employers who make money off the sweat of your brow, who are only concerned about the bottom line of a balance sheet, now will have to look across the table at the people that make them a success, our rank and files. That is a huge, huge victory for us, and we're going to take that as the most amount of strength when we take on these fights moving forward. And you know, we're going to be tested, and we're going to be tested hard. Corporate America right now is scared. If you're reading all the media, they know that the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, especially with the largest vote percentage for our team, knows that we're not afraid of corporate America, that we're going to instill power and hope back in the rank and file members. They have to understand that we're not afraid to spend $350 million for a strike fund. Employers need to know that there will be consequences for bad behavior. We also have put politicians on notice. We make certain that these politicians who we invest in, like we do in Boston, like we do in Massachusetts, where we hold them accountable, we get a return on our investment. And that return on investment is making certain we have line items in a budget that provides training and opportunity for our members. We make certain that we're positioned on boards and commissions all across the state and in the city. We plan to take the template of what we've done in Local 25 politically and transform that into something we're going to do nationally. Now, if everybody's followed what's gone on, and, you know, people can criticize the current administration, Biden and whatever, but let's not lose sight of the fact his first order of business, thankfully, because the Teamsters in Georgia worked their asses off to elect 2 senators, he fixed 200 pensions throughout this country, making sure that our members, who no fault of mismanage of pension funds, will be able to retire and maintain their current lifestyle until 2051. Those are the right choices. That's the accountability that we're going to hold, and we're going to make certain that they understand moving forward that these politicians work for us, we're their constituents, we're the Teamsters, we're back, bigger, faster, stronger. Now, Local 25, I cannot be prouder of our membership, of our stewards, of our staff, and our leadership team. Since 2006, I've had the great privilege to represent Local 25. We've taken a local, when we took over in 2006, 8,000 members. It's just about 12,000 members strong. We've brought our treasury up 435% over those last 16, 17 years. We've also taken an $80 million health and welfare fund and built that to over $300 million strike fund, where we've been able to protect, preserve, and improve our members' benefits. We've been able to negotiate the strongest contracts. We've been able to organize in core industries. We've been able to do a lot of internal organizing. And that's what we've always talked about at Local 25, is make certain that this organization is better left than we found it. And I'm proud to say, because of all the hard work of the men and women on this stage, but all the support and strength that you provide to us at Local 25, we've been tremendously successful, and we will continue to be moving forward. I'm very excited about the future. We're going to be tested. We're going to be tested right out of the gate. We've got to organize Amazon. We've got to look at organizing in core industries. We've got to organize the untouched resources out there, like the gig economy and other industries that Teamsters traditionally haven't represented. But the most important thing we have to do is we got to reinstill the hope and faith of our membership. We've got to get our members involved. We've got to find a way to make sure that our members are involved. This past election, turnout wasn't great. The result was awesome, but the turnout wasn't great. And we've got to figure out a way to make sure that we increase turnout, we increase participation. The other thing that's crucial to the future of the Teamsters, not only on a local level, regional level, but more importantly on a national level. We've got to educate the new generation of members, and I talk about it all the time. We've got to make sure that this next generation, who the biggest problem we're going to have is a generational connection. I'm fortunate to be a fourth-generation Teamster, where I got to learn all about the Teamsters around the dinner table. I got to learn about all the trials and tribulations. The one thing I knew, the organization would always be there no matter what. This new generation of workers, they don't understand why we have free health care. They don't understand why we have a defined pension plan where you can retire and maintain your current lifestyle, whether the market's high or the market's low. They don't understand the struggles and fights like a lot of our retirees here have gone through, and the sacrifices that they've made so that we benefit with these great conditions that we currently enjoy. And look, I know everything's not perfect, and it's going to take a long time to fix a lot of these problems. But I will tell you this, on behalf of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, on behalf of my great partner, Fred Zuckerman, and our team, we are going to fight like no others. We are not going to be afraid to take on the battles, and I'm certain we're going to lose a few. But the one thing is, like I always tell employers, you want to take us on, politicians, you don't want to deliver on what you say you're going to deliver on, and anybody else that wants to take on the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, I've said it many times, I'm going to say it once again. Put your helmets on, buckle your chin straps, it's a full contact sport. Let's go. Teamsters 2021. Thank you very much. Now,